The American television networks are notorious for their speed at dropping once popular drama series as soon as audience figures begin to slump. Twin Peaks, once highly popular, was ailing in the ratings game and was threatened with the axe. A dramatic solution had to be found, and director and creator of the series, David Lynch, had a brainwave. He started to look for a completely different country to set the series in, and after chance meetings with two Scots in the business...
I met David Lynch at the Festival de Populi, the film festival in Florence, and he was talking about having difficulties with the next series of Twin Peaks. So I said, well, why not bring it to Scotland? You know, lots of similar scenery, there's the logging industry, and you get a lot of help from BBC Scotland.
It was a few years ago when I first met David Lynch. It was about 5 or 6 years ago in a film festival in Colorado, and well, that was the first time that that we had met, and the first time that we had found out that we shared an interest in fishing. So in terms of Twin Peaks in Scotland, I know he is a kind of mad keen angler, and I can only presume that at a certain stage in an angler's career, you kind of want to find new water, and you just get a kind of bee in your bonnet about finding water that you haven't fished before.
Twin Peaks, like everything else, is ultimately pretty much its own thing, and a whole new set of characters, whole new place, a whole new mood, whole new feeling. You know, the great thing about films and television is that, we can, fall into another world and have an experience we couldn't have otherwise.
So the Buchanan Highland Hotel in Drimmen will become the Amadon Arms, Scotland's answer to One-Eyed Jacks, and the bonny banks of Loch Lomond become the scene of the latest grisly murder. Casting has now begun, with some major Scottish stars already signed up.
It was totally unexpected. I got this call from David Lynch about 5 o'clock one morning. That's, I suppose, about midnight their time. And apparently he'd seen me in Gorky Park, a big American film I made a couple of years ago. And he wanted me to be in this new Scottish version of Twin Peaks.
I was in New York promoting Nuns in the Run, doing the chat shows and all that. And my agent there said he was casting something. So I automatically thought, Hollywood.
I think you'd have to go outside Scotland. I mean, you think you'd have to think about casting in terms of Britain rather than just Scotland to find an ideal cast that, of anglers, which I think that would be one of the things that David would be going for. Because under these circumstances, when the work's finished, you can find you have a mate to go fishing with, basically.
Well, I think it's wonderful if they're going to give us opportunities like that in Scotland. It can't be anything but good for us, can it?
There are quite a lot of parallels with Twin Peaks and Scottish literature, which has always had a sort of magical, unexplained, mysterious element in it.
To me, maybe being sort of, paranoid, I'm always figuring there's, vast amounts of things that are kept secret from me. And so we're all sort of like, detectives trying to figure out, what, could go wrong or what is going wrong.
He was very anxious to have a meeting over here, and he suggested we do breakfast. So I said, well, sure. I said, I'll get the sliced sausage in, and away we go.